Got a forward escape here today that air conditioning's blowing hot. It's we're in the middle of summer. It's 90 degrees out. That's when the air conditioning's going to come in. And here's another one. All right, we're in this hot car. This is, we're on full cold, AC on out of the vents, and that's what's coming out of the vents right now, 122. That is not functioning air conditioning. Wow, so this has just been hooked up. Vehicle's not running. High side on the high side, low side on the low side. We had a high side static pressure of 420 pounds and a low side of 150 pounds. That's literally, this should be sitting static. This should be sitting at about 70. They should both be about 70 just sitting here static. So we must have like a severe overcharge. So I'm going to suck out what's in there and see what we get. I'm suspecting it's either full of air or the customer's been trying to recharge it themselves. Probably the latter. But let's get this thing sucked down and see what we get out of it. All right, so I've got it all evacuated. We're at 30 inches of vacuum on the low side, and we're in the vacuum on the high side, so the system's empty. It's holding a vacuum, but if you see, we recovered only 1.03 pounds, so basically 1 pound refrigerant is what we recovered. And if you come over here and look at the sticker, the capacity sticker, it holds 1.56. So it was a ½ pound low on refrigerant, but that doesn't explain why we were so high on our high side and high on our low side. That was 450 pounds PSI on the high side and 150 on the low side. So if it's full of air, the machine won't measure that as weight. Air doesn't weigh enough to show any weight. So it was likely full of air. I'm going to recharge this thing with a regular charge with just refrigerant. Let's see if the function of the AC comes back. Okay, so I just reset the machine to charge, and it's purging air right now. So that system was just full of air. We're going to recharge it and then see how it cools once it's been recharged. Okay, so I've got it full charged with 1.56 pounds of refrigerant. So the static pressure now is high 90 on the low and about 120 on the high. That's higher than we normally see it here because it's hotter than blazes out today. So the refrigerant pressure is a direct relationship to the temperature. So, but that's normal for today. It certainly isn't 450 pounds of high side pressure. So let's turn the machine on and see if our numbers regulate and we can get some cool air out of there. Okay, now with it running, compressor's running, we've got 225 PSI and 50 PSI low side. Those are still a little high, but they are also, it's a hot day today, so I think once it steadies out, it's probably going to be correct. Alright, so I just got back from a road test, sitting here in the bay. It is 54.5 degrees. I actually got it down to about 48 when I'm driving it, when I've got good flow through the condenser. So that's plenty cool enough. So when we first looked at this thing, it was blowing 122 degrees out the vents. Not refreshing. checked the pressures, and they were sky high, 450 psi on the high side, and the low side was like 150. Those things should have been sitting there static. It probably should have been about 70 or 80 degrees. So we evacuated the system, and we only pulled out about a pound. It's a 1.5 pound system. So the system was full of air, because as soon as I went to recharge it, the machine purged out all the air, and it sat there and hissed for about 2 minutes while it purged out the excessive air. I don't know how the air got in there. They were probably trying to charge it themselves. I checked it with the identifier, and it was just air in 134A, so there wasn't anything nefarious about the gases that were in there, but it was full of air, and if the things got full of high pressure air, you can't put in any more refrigerant. So more than likely they tried to charge it themselves and created another problem. But after charging it, it cools nice. The pressures are a little higher than I would like, but it's hotter than blazes today, so that's not unusual. So that's the temperature it is in the shop right now. This thing's blowing out low 50s air, so that's a big improvement in the vent temperature. So we're gonna call this one a fix. No parts required, just a service. Thanks for watching.